Today we're going to finish painting the background for our Alligator Seascape project. We are going to be filling our water with stripes of different beautiful colors. We're going to be focusing today on the secondary colors. Now you might remember that secondary colors on the color wheel are orange, green, and violet. Now the tricky thing is, in our paint, we do not have orange, green, or violet. We're going to have to be mixing these using primary colors, red, blue, and yellow. So to begin, I'm going to start by making a stripe of orange on my water. So I'm just getting my paint, I'm getting my towel and my brush, all my supplies ready. I'm going to get my brush wet and clean it. And I'm going to start with the lighter color that I need for orange, which is yellow. So I'm going to start with a stripe of yellow on my paper. I'm using lots of thick, creamy paint, and I'm remembering to do those gentle brush strokes that we got to practice last time. Now, after I clean my brush with yellow, I'm going to add the second color that I need to make orange, which you might remember is red. Our red is kind of a magenta color today. Now, this color is a lot darker than yellow, so I really don't need that much of it. I'm just going to get a tiny little bit and dot it through my stripe, and then blend it together until I have orange. Now, the next color that I need to make is violet. So I'm going to go down to a new spot on my paper. I might go down towards the bottom. And I'm going to mix two new primary colors together. This time I'm going to start with a blue stripe. And does anyone remember the color that we need to add to blue in order to get violet? The second color that we're going to use today is red or magenta. Very close to the same thing. So I'm going to get my bigger scoop because blue is kind of a darker color. That means I can use more red paint when I mix to make violet. There we go. And I'm making sure each stripe looks nice. I don't want my paint strokes to look messy or scratchy. Really trying to use a lot of creamy paint so that I can paint smoothly. Now the next thing that I need to do is I need to make green. To make green, I'm going to be mixing blue and yellow. So I'm going to clean my brush really, really well, and I'm going to dip into my yellow paint because yellow is the lighter color. And I'm going to paint right on top of my sky. My sky is nice and dry from last time, so I can paint on top of it today without having too much trouble. And then I'm going to get a little bit of blue and mix it together. Now my island is sort of a tricky shape to paint, so I'm going to take my time and make sure that I'm staying inside the lines. Now after I have my three secondary colors on my painting, I can fill in the rest of the white paper with other colors that I think would look beautiful in my sunset water. I could use yellow, I could create a light orange, I could use pink, I could even use some white to mix into colors and make tints. This is the chance for us to be creative and make colors that we think will look beautiful on our artwork. If you have extra time today, the last thing you can do is put some little tiny ripples on your water with a tiny pointy brush. So to do that, I can pick any color, but I really like to use white for this sometimes. I'm just dipping that pointy tip into the white paint, and I'm going to put tiny little horizontal dashed lines in my water. Now you have to do this step neatly and make sure all of your lines are tiny and horizontal, because that is going to make it look like ripples in your water. So I can just add these. Usually I put them right under the sun because it looks like the sunlight is shining on top of the ripples. And sometimes I use colors other than white too. Like right now I'm using some pink because it shows up better on my white paint. I'm just going to keep on going, adding details to my picture, and then I can leave it to dry.